Hello dear students, welcome to Biovidyalaya. Today in this lecture video we are going to discuss about types of gene transfer. That means what is the difference between vertical and horizontal gene transfer. So what is meant by gene transfer? Gene transfer is the transfer of genetic information from one organism to another organism. So gene transfer refers to the movement of genetic information between organisms. And there are two types of gene transfer, vertical gene transfer and horizontal gene transfer. Gene transfer can be vertical or horizontal. So what is meant by vertical gene transfer? Transfer of genes from parents to offspring is known as vertical gene transfer. Transfer of genes from parents to offspring, that means parents to children, is known as vertical gene transfer. Okay. We know that we are getting our genes from our parents. That is by vertical gene transfer. See here. Here this daughter is getting genes from her parents. So it is vertical gene transfer. In the case of prokaryote, binary fission is an example for vertical gene transfer. And the sexual reproduction in eukaryotes is an example for vertical gene transfer. Then next is horizontal gene transfer. What is meant by horizontal gene transfer? Horizontal gene transfer is also known as lateral gene transfer. Horizontal gene transfer is also known as lateral gene transfer. It is a process in which an organism transfers genetic material to another organism that is not its offspring. That is not its offspring. So, organism 1 will transfer its genetic information to organism 2. This organism 2 is not its offspring. Okay. So, we can say that it is a transfer of genetic information from donor to recipient. Okay. And the spread of antibiotic resistant genes among bacteria is an best example for horizontal gene transfer. Okay. So, vertical gene transfer means transfer of genetic information from parents to offspring, and horizontal gene transfer means this is a transfer of genes from one organism to another organism. That another organism is not its offspring. Okay. Next is mechanisms of horizontal gene transfer. Which are the mechanisms of horizontal gene transfer? Transformation, conjugation, transduction and gene transfer agents. Among these, transformation, conjugation and transduction are the main mechanisms. Okay. So, you have to remember that. First is transformation. What is meant by transformation? Bacteria can take DNA from its environment. That is known as transformation. Bacteria can take up DNA from their environment. That is known as transformation. Conjugation means bacteria directly transfer its gene to another bacteria via conjugation tube. This is conjugation tube. Gene transfer from donor to recipient via conjugation tube. That is known as conjugation. And transduction means bacteriophage. Here you can see that bacteriophage. This is bacteriophage. Bacteriophage means bacterial virus that will move genes from one bacterium to another. Okay. This is bacteriophage mediated gene transfer. So, transduction means bacteriophages moves genes from one bacterium to another. The last one is gene transfer agents, GTAs. Gene transfer agents is DNA containing virus-like particle that is produced by some bacteria and archaea and that will mediate horizontal gene transfer. Okay. So these are the mechanism of horizontal gene transfer. So these are some questions based on what we studied today. Try to answer these questions and comment your answer in the below comment section with question numbers. So here I am winding up this lecture video. See you in the next video. I hope you all have subscribed this channel. If you didn't subscribe, then please do subscribe and also don't forget to share this video with your friends.